Good morning,
Morning.
Mr. Rauhauser. How are
What's going
you?
on, Jeffrey? I'm good, buddy.
Marcelino, Craig, driving. Be safe, Craig. Good to see you. Melanie, hello. I'm not sure who this other Freedom team. It might be me. I think I might have come in twice somehow. I'm not sure what I don't know. Um, Hello, Janet.
Hello, good
How are
morning.
you? That
Oh,
worked. That when I sent you that email back, that worked
yes,
yesterday. Okay.
fan- fantastic. He even called me himself.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I got on there and got signed up. So we're good to go. Thank you very much for
Good.
helping.
Good. Yeah. For
Yeah,
$10 for the first month, I'd be like, yep. You know.
for sure.
Jump in on that deal. So
Yeah,
let's get it
thank you.
done. That was good yesterday, you know. But
This,
like he said, I talked to him afterwards. I mean, it's literally like here's 1% of what it does, that he taught yesterday, and even that one little thing, um, the whole call text capture piece, just that right there. That right there could lead to as many deals as you want if you just market that right and do it right.
I'm going to use that and do door knock
Yeah,
hangers, door hangers.
put that on door hangers, whatever.
Yeah.
Text homes to whatever the number is. Text, whatever to the number, and get a text list to get a list of homes and whatever. It just there's so many things you could do with that, and you're getting the leads put in. So, were you on there yesterday, Marcelino? I don't
I
know if you.
was, yeah, I liked it a lot. Actually, I was doing the whole lead engine IDX squeeze page down to the seller squeeze page, home evaluation. I was
Mhm.
just going over that here in Bold Trail.
Yeah.
I guess my question being, since I just put my information in there as far as a person going through the process, does it go through and does it put you on one of the Bold Trail's drip campaigns once you do that? Are you aware of that, or how does that work?
I'm not aware of it. I believe you would have to have it set up to do that or
Hmm.
manually do it. I know there's a way to do it where, certain leads you can have them. It's kind of like what we're using with, with the funnels with Go High Level. If they're
Right,
tagged a certain way, they go into a certain automation.
right, right.
Whatever. I could have, five different automations and then lead comes in and whichever one they get tagged in, that's the one they're
Mhm.
going to go in. Or I could tag them in three of those automations. And so, there's just different things you can do with it. I know Bold Trail does the same thing,
Okay,
but I don't know on that, honestly.
all
It
right.
might-
On the
it-
squeeze page, and that, thank you for that for the hashtag thing. When you're doing the page configuration, before you get submit for your, I'm looking over here on my paper on my other screen, but before you submit for your link, there's a hashtags thing in there, so you can put your own hashtag in there.
you could put a
And
hashtag.
then then you'd have to go back to your funnels or your drip campaigns and stuff within Bold Trail and just add that to the campaign or to the drip campaign.
As
Is
a
that correct?
right. You can make that a trigger, that starts
Right.
that campaign. So,
So
and
anybody that clicked
you
on that
can't.
link would automatically be put into that
Right.
drip campaign.
Right, that should be the thing. Yeah, I would think so because that's what a hashtag. Hashtags are they're great filtering tools.
Uh-huh.
I don't think you can over hashtag. Honestly, I've got some contacts that have 10, 11, 12 hashtags on them. But if
Okay.
I'm searching, if I'm looking to filter out, I'm looking for this group of people to send something to, and it's this hashtag. Like that's what's gonna it's gonna bring up those 30 contacts or 300 contacts or five contacts, whatever. And it's because how I have them hashtagged. So
Oh, okay.
like when a new construction lead comes in, they're tagged new construction new
Right.
lead, whatever. After I've talked to them, it's now new construction contacted, whatever. And it's just, so I'm looking for all the people that I have that came in on a new construction lead that I've talked to. I want to send
Mhm.
all them something. I could pull that out in a hashtag and here's comes the 20 people. And now I'm sending them all a text or an email because I want to send it to everybody. I'm just looking to send something to that group, you can't
Yep,
over
that's in
hash.
Bull Trail.
You could do that in
The
yeah,
hash.
you could do that. You could do hashtag absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
In
Okay. Cool.
Boldtra, you can assign people to hashtags. By if they're a buyer and you're finding out what they're looking for, you get
Yeah.
some of the details. You could hashtag a lot of those different criteria they put in.
Yeah. 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 I love
Single
that.
family home, whatever, first time buyer, 2,000
Sure.
square foot, and maybe that's a minimum, just different 3 beds, so I don't know, 4 beds. You get some people looking for 4 bedrooms, and I don't know, you want to send a 4 bedroom house to somebody that's looking for, you don't want to send a 3 bedroom house to somebody who's looking for a 4 bedroom or higher. So
Right.
if I can hashtag those out in different ways, and now I can just specifically target different groups of people,
Mm.
so there's just lots of ways to.
Well, for $11, I joined, and I started his boot camp last night. I'm gonna go through the whole thing. I think that's a really valuable piece of software and takes care of about 20 other things if you use it right. It looks
For
like
sure.
anyway.
Well, guys, there are people. I mean, again, like Bold Trail clothes. I used to use Boomtown before I was at EXP. I had Boomtown, and it was the hub of our business. I mean, I was spending 2,000 a month on Boomtown
Geez,
Mm.
to bring in leads for my team. It marketed. It had a
Yeah.
website just like Bold Trail, and I was
Oh.
marketing out there to bring leads in, and we'd get 150, 200 leads a month that would come in, and I'd round robin those out to my team. I had an inside sales guy, 2 of them, making calls to set appointments, but that was the hub of our business. I know there's people, there are teams at EXP. There's one here in town I know of that, I mean, they're spending about 3,000 a month on Bold Trail. It's the hub
Wow.
of everything they're doing. It
Wow.
could be that, your hub might be funnels, or it might be the niche that you're serving, whatever. It might be divorces or probates or whatever your niche is. There's all kinds of ways to go in this business, but I will tell you, just even taking 1 month for $10 or $11 and go through, what he went through yesterday, actually go through that boot camp and set it up. Just everything he showed us yesterday is free stuff. Those squeeze pages, landing page, they don't cost a penny, and
Yeah.
if you do that right, you could bring in, I mean, if it brings in an extra 5 deals this year, was it worth it? I don't know. How much do you get paid in commission? Is it, I don't know, 10,000, 12, 15,000? Like, is that worth just doing some things for free with your Bold Trail? That other companies, if you're outside of EXP, you're paying 6,000 a year for Bold Trail, and we get it for free, and most agents don't do a thing with it. And to me, it's like, well, I mean, why not? I'm not using it as the main thing for my business, but it's there, and if I just do the bare basics with it, we're getting 5, 6, 7 deals a year out of it, and it's worth it.
It really feels like it could be a central piece,
Oh,
especially
100%.
of a new agent.
100% it could be.
Yeah.
And so for 1 month you could go through that boot camp. It's nine classes or whatever, get through that in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
At least get the basics set up. And I tell you, most people, I think, stick with him for a couple, 2, 3 months. I mean, just go through the advanced part, go through some of those things, really learn it, and you'll come up with all kinds of ideas and ways to make it work.
Even $49 is not bad. I
No.
mean, it's,
Well, and we get it for 39. He charges
39.
more outside. But it's a great program. Good morning, Kathy, over there eating her breakfast. Hello, how are you? Is that breakfast? Is that what that is?
I'm eating a bowl of cereal and talking endless.
There you go. So anyway, but no, it was really good yesterday. So that recording, if you haven't seen it, guys, that recording will be up, probably later today or tomorrow, the latest. So anyway, but Kimberly, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to see you. How's your business? How's your business going, Pueblo?
It's going okay.
Yeah, not bad. We're
You
seeing a
know,
little
yeah.
pickup here. We got 2 offers on the property yesterday.
Nice.
So hoping to get something put together today.
Yeah.
My daughter in
four
Wisconsin's
listings.
writing an offer today on a house. So her first house.
Nice.
We'll see where that goes.
Nice. But yeah, I have 4 listings, still trying to get those sold.
Yeah.
But started January with 4 listings. So I was like, all right, now if we could just get them sold, 4 listings and 3 buyers. And I was like, wow, why should be
Yeah.
careful what you pray for.
Yeah.
That's
Yep, I
okay.
hear you.
I'm ready. I had way too much time off last year. Like way
Yeah.
too much time off.
Yeah,
So-
no, for sure.
I'm ready.
Things are starting to move. So, hey, Jen,
Mhm.
can you unmute yourself real quick? I know you're busy up there. There you go. Good to see you. There she goes. She's in South Dakota. You got it.
Oh,
There you
you're
go.
talking to me. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Oh, you're good. I wanted to see real quick how many open houses did you do last weekend?
I did 5 last weekend. I did 6 the weekend before. I have 1 tomorrow, and I have 4 this weekend.
That's awesome.
That
I
is.
just want to put it out there. Let me ask you something real quick, just for others to hear. Like, because I know, we've been talking. You've been with us now for what, about probably 6 weeks, maybe? Am I right?
Just under.
Just under that? Okay.
Mhm.
And you've been just going for it. I mean, I love what I'm seeing, Jen. Seriously, like no, you're if you haven't friended Jen yet on Facebook or whatever, I mean, she's Jennifer. How do you say your last name? Crosch?
Crush. Like Orange Crush.
Orange
Crush.
Crush. There you go. So Krosch.
Yes.
And,
spelled weird though.
Yeah, in South Dakota. But no, she just joined us. You've only been a realtor for what? But it's how long? You were like just a few months before you found us.
Yeah, I've been a realtor since October, so not very long.
Yeah. But just off to a great start. I mean, she's posting videos every day. I mean, on social media. She's out there hustling. But 6 open houses, 5 last weekend and 6 the weekend before.
Yes, I pulled two clients from my open houses last weekend. One is a relocation, and the other one, they weren't happy with what their current agent was doing.
Cool. And you find that a lot out there. Just the more you hustle, it's a hustle. It's just being out there, finding the people. How are you doing 5 open houses in one weekend? Most people,
Good
they
question.
do one, and they do one for 2 hours on a Saturday, and I'm like, I'm done. I'll get them.
No,
maybe next month I'll try another one.
Our open houses are only an hour long, so I strategically place them. We have here in the Sioux Falls area in EXP, we've got quite a few listings between the agents. So we have an underground network, and I'll just post on their sites, just like, hey, I initially just let everybody know I had this challenge going. It's 30 open houses in 30 days. So I just asked for their help. If they had open house, I would work the weekends. If they had anything they'd like extra visibility during the week. And then I just keep checking in with them. I'm like, hey, do you got anything? And then I strategically place them so I can start at like 11 to 12 and then go 12:30, 1:30, and then 2 to 3. So it's just strategically lining them up so that I'm not backtracking and I can get there in a half hour.
Very cool.
Do you mind me asking, Jen, with all those open houses you did, how many leads did you generate with just potential buyers and coming in and taking a look?
Some of them have been like completely dead, but I've used those opportunities to spend time making calls from my funnels or from other things. So I stay busy, but I probably say I've picked up five actual leads off of my open houses the past 2 weeks.
It's awesome.
No, that's awesome. You remind me of, I don't know if you've heard of yet, the gentleman who is our #1 rev share earner in the entire company, Brent Gove. But Brent always talks to agents. He said, I don't care if you're brand new, but if they do what you're doing, he talks about the first 90 days, if they would go all in like you're doing and do open houses as many as you can, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, you did that for 90 days. He said you'd fill up with so many buyer and seller contracts and relationships that you'd probably be full for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And I think you're kind of seeing that at that pace, that if you did that and even tried to amplify it even more, yeah, I think it leads to tons and tons of relationships, potential buyers and sellers, and he always throws that out. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I enjoy it. I love talking with folks, and I naturally connect with people. So it's just, for me, it's pushing the appointment, like setting that appointment. So I'm getting better at that.
That's awesome. Good for you.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Jen, where in South Dakota are you?
I am in Sioux Falls, so I'm in the like southeastern part of the state.
I grew up in Okoboji, so over in Iowa.
Okay.
So we go to Sioux
Yes,
Falls all the time.
we have a very good relationship with Okoboji.
Cool.
Kimberly, did you want to ask something?
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you a really cool story of an open house. So when I first got into real estate, I did an open house. Wasn't my listing, of course, because I had just started. And only one person came through, because here in Pueblo, we don't get a lot of people walking through the open houses. Nowadays, it's too dangerous to even do an open house, but that's a whole nother story. Anyway, so I had one couple come through, and they had just filed bankruptcy, so they needed to wait a year. But at that year point, as soon as they could buy, we put a contract in on a house and we closed on it. They moved in. They then had 2 relatives come from California that they referred to me. Okay, so now that's 3 deals. Then they sold the house that they purchased through me. And they sold it through me and bought another house through me. And then the gentleman that bought the house that they sold, he went through me to sell his house and buy another house. So that's like 7 deals off one open house, one couple. So, they work. I don't like to do open houses, especially here in Pueblo, depending on I don't know. I just kind of got out of that. But then I remind myself if it just takes that one, you don't know who that one person's going to be. And it may not be somebody who can buy right now, but I stayed in touch with them. I hustled. I did, just what she's doing when I first got into real estate. And that one couple through my first open house ended up with like 7 deals from them. So it does work.
It can happen for sure. How, Jen, real quick, I know you got and again, it's a tool in the toolbox. There's all these different tools and things that we can use. You got the funnels going. You told me yesterday, but you have a couple of things going right now.
So I have a new construction funnel going, and then I just got my cash offer, or my home evaluation which can lead to that cash offer. I just got that one functioning. So I'm working that. I've got Fast Cap going. I've got lots of shiny things going right now.
Fast Cap is ending soon. You're in your last.
I'm working on my YouTube, build out my YouTube channel better. So yes, there's just a lot going on, but I love it. So
yeah. How many? And you have a couple of people you're working with right now from the funnel or connected with, right? From your new construction.
I actually have a buyer's consultation at noon today with one of them from my funnel.
Yeah, good. That's awesome. So you're doing awesome. I mean, again, it's work. It takes work, whatever, but it pays off. I don't know. So many people get in this business and they leave 2 years later. It didn't work. And it takes a unique individual to be able to do this for sure. But it's just, if you hustle it and work it, you can build it as big as you want. I mean, there's no limits to where it can go.
I just got to get the backside of the hustle, get better at that. My husband says I'm too nice.
Yeah.
So
there you go. So Lydia, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Hey, I got a question.
Yes.
Let me take this silly thing off. Oh, I couldn't get it to talk on the phone. Anyway, I got to ask you, when you're doing, we don't even do, our open houses are usually 3 hours long. That's the standard in our area in Southern California. But when you're doing an hour long and you're giving yourself a half hour, are you putting up signs and taking down signs, or do you guys even mess with signs? What's going on?
So most of our agencies have like sign runners. So it's like, depending on the agency, one of them, they'll put out all the signs. You don't even have to pick any of them up or take any of them. Like they'll send a runner out on Monday to pick them up. A lot of them here, we don't even put directionals out really. We just put a open house sign out in front of the property when we get there.
Yeah, that would make a lot more sense because like for me, I mean, I have to plan, usually a 30-minute drive to get to wherever, or 20 minutes to get wherever I'm going. If it's close enough, then that includes putting out the signs. And usually there's 6 or 8 signs going along. Whether or not, I think most people like you, they're all using stuff on the phone. They're going to Redfin or Realtor or Zillow to find out where the open houses are.
Yeah. One of the first questions that I ask after I welcome them is like, how did you find the open house today? And almost every time it's Zillow or homes.com. It's a website. So they're not driving through neighborhoods and finding those signs. So they plug it into GPS and it drives them right there. So you're just wasting your time putting all those signs out all the time.
Well, that's kind of what I feel too. So I appreciate the input because when people are going, oh, we're doing 5 open houses a weekend, I'm like going, what the heck?
No, if you have to put that many directionals out, you'll never get anywhere.
Well, yeah. And I think you're right. I mean, I've asked people in the past and it's been, oh, we found it online, sort of a thing. It's like, great, as long as I get it done. But when you said an hour long, I'm like going, I mean,
how do you do
our people are kind of trained. If you start earlier than like 11, you're going to sit there with crickets. And 11 to 12 even is kind of cricket time. Although I did go to 2 open houses this last weekend, checking pricing, and they were starting at 11. They were running 11 to 2, and I'm like, oh, I like 11 to 2. And by God, they were busy. So, because I've got my new listing has come live. I pushed it live 3 days earlier than planned, almost 4 days earlier than planned, because I had so many realtors calling me. It was crazy.
Yeah, we'll start them. Sometimes we've seen them as early as like 10 or 10:30. But generally I don't start before 11. But
Very cool. Very cool.
And
Well,
it's-
thanks
and
for the
it's-
input. Appreciate it.
yeah, and it doesn't, like, one weekend you could be just slammed every open house, and the next weekend might be crickets. It's just really,
Yeah. But when you've only got an hour committed to that particular house, that's
it's
cool.
not as daunting
Yeah.
when
yeah,
it is
just keep
crickets.
moving.
You could create
then-
some urgency around that, to be honest. 1
Yeah,
hour, you know,
yeah.
whatever. I mean, almost like an open house,
Yep.
I don't know.
We're actually trying
Extravaganza.
something.
It's a
We're actually trying something new on Saturday. So I've been doing an open house, like literally one's on one street, the other one's on the other street. Then the backyards are almost joined. So another realtor is going to sit in one and I'm going to sit in the other one at the same time so that we can push them to both houses.
It's good.
Yeah.
Ways to do it. I did put in the chat here. Sean had mentioned Brent Gove. I put a link to his buyer trainings on his website, one of which is his mega open house training that he does with all the tools and systems and stuff. He talked about doing like especially as a newer agent, like really build it up, and why do a 1 to 3? Like do a 9 to 5. Like here's what I did. Like my open house, and he'd pull in 40 people, throughout the day, and get their social security numbers on a form that they were filling out because of just the way he did it in terms of getting them pre-qualified with a lender. Like he has this whole thing that he did, and it's pretty wild to listen to. It's great stuff. Give you ideas. The other, I put a YouTube training in there as well that we had probably 6-8 months ago. Casey Anderson down in Orlando. She sold $8 million worth of homes her first 6 months in the business. And she now has a team, a regular team in Orlando of 91 agents, at least at the time of that training. I mean, this is what she built up to, and she built the whole thing on open houses. So if you listen to her training, it's really you'll get ideas from it. It's phenomenal what she's done. I mean, the last 3 years, I mean, again, her open houses are house parties. She and 2 of her agents on her team, they'll do like 10 open houses every weekend in these neighborhoods, and they go out on Thursdays, they door knock, and they hand out a flyer in groups of 3. So it's not you by yourself. And they door knock, and they invite people to a house party. We're going to have food, we're going to have music, we're going to have giveaways, whatever. And they're doing $100 gift cards to Publix, which is the grocery store down there in Florida. They're doing, they've got maybe a food truck that comes. They've got, whatever, just different things they're doing to make it an event. And they're getting 40, 50 people through an open house. And then what happens when anybody in that neighborhood thinks about listing their home? Who are they calling? Oh my gosh, like you got to call Casey. She is like the open, it was unbelievable. We walk in that house, there wasn't even room to walk. I mean, again, talk about this is how she's built her business up. So again, just ideas, take a look at some of those if you want. They're there. So some good stuff. Hey, Kathy, Marcelina, real quick, because I know Kathy has to leave here soon. Can you share what you were sharing with me last week? I appreciate that you're on here, because with that one property that you've got, that neighborhood where they're building those, was it Park City or whatever?
Oh yeah, the Deer Valley.
The 12 and 15, $25 million properties, and what's
Right.
Because talk about that for a minute, because I just thought, man, I'm glad you're here, because I mentioned to come in here because we could just kind of brainstorm with some ideas on this a little bit in terms of marketing. Tell everybody what's going on with that. Okay.
So what's going on is it's called the Deer Valley East, and Vail Corporation has come in and purchased up, a big area next to Park City, which is a very that's where they used to hold all of the events for I can't even think of it now. It was Robert Redford's movie thing. Anyway,
Sundance.
The Sundance Film Festival. Yeah. So so the Deer Valley East is bought a big bunch of property. They have the 5-star accommodations like the Hilton Hyatt, the Grand Hilton Hyatt. The Waldorf Astoria has just opened up there too. And so and what they do is they have the regular place where you can rent. You can just go like to the hotel area, and then above that they've sold out, or they're selling all of the apartments and stuff, and they're everything from just a basic, studio apartment to up to a 2-bedroom. Depending on the 5-star resorts, they start out at like $1.6 million, and then, for a spacious like 800 square foot studio, and then they go up to like a 2-bedroom, which is a gracious 1,200 or something square foot, and that can go up to $6 million. And so what I reached out to the lady, we went up there and we walked through the whole process. And what they're doing is they're selling all these properties based off of a Zoom. And so they just have a marketing thing that comes through a Zoom. And then besides the 5-star, then they have 3 4-star accommodations also on this same property. And it's kind of like all these properties are second homes, and they're like ski in, ski out areas. I mean, the ski lift is right there in the middle. I mean, it's like 0.2 miles or 0.2, it's like within, walking around a track at a high school to get to the ski lift to go up to, to get on the mountain. If you buy one of the properties within the 5-star, then you get a pass to the Tiger Woods golf course, which I guess is a pretty exclusive golf course that they're building up there. If you buy one of the 4-star places, then you get a 5-time pass to the Tiger Woods Junior golf course, which is, I guess, next to it. So what the lady is doing, they're paying full commissions on it. Talking with Haley, and all you got to do with it is pretty much you market out to the people that want to buy into that area. And then what they're able to do is when you submit that to her, they'll get on a Zoom with you and your client and her, and then she'll just do the whole presentation for you. Most of the places they've done, they've sold out. Within a couple of weeks, they've sold out most of the higher end ones. I was on the webpage, and there's still a couple of the studios that are left. But if you want to, promote this to any of your affluent type customers, that's pretty much it. And I can send out the information. I sent it to you, but she sent me some more information. I got to look at it, and it was more of a step-by-step of what you're going to do as a realtor bringing in clients to this area. But
So is there a question around that?
What's that?
Or is there a question? Or are you just promoting it to the group?
Yeah, I'm just telling Jeff. He asked me what it is about it. What's going on.
I wanted to
so
talk.
I guess my idea was like, how would you guys
market.
promote this to? What type of stuff would you be able to push out there? I guess our only constrictions is going to be you can't use any of their B-roll footage that's on their site. I asked her that, and she's like, you can't do that. So
the first thing that comes to my mind, are you doing funnels, or if somebody's doing funnels that want to market to that area, like I would have a specific funnel set up around ski homes and ski resorts and things like that to draw in particular clients that are looking for that type of property, right? Looking for high-end ski resorts, ski homes, ski
second
getaways, second homes, all that is utilize the funnel and create one around that type of person.
Okay.
So
and
that's
if you're not able to use their B-roll, I mean, I guess I'd just be looking for ideas on if you're not able to use all their B-roll footage and stuff. What would be some? I guess you could use other for the ski resort B-roll, just people.
I mean, I think it goes. Can you go out there and just shoot some of your own, right? Or is there other, like I'm sure there's a lot of images online that of that whole development that aren't just specifically theirs. Like I would think there's a lot there. And then maybe even depending how close you are to it, go shoot a couple of videos, right? Also, and put them there. So, I mean, that's the first thing that came to my mind, Jeff. And
I see it's a
to,
great opportunity in the sense of just, to be, and again, maybe, using some images, creating any kind of marketing you do. I mean, I think even thinking about yesterday, different kinds of like landing pages, squeeze pages. You just want to capture a lead that has an interest and then
Mhm.
get them set
Yep.
up on a Zoom with her and you to
Yep.
walk through things. If you get their attention to do that, and again, you're talking about people probably all around the world. That's who's coming in there. I would
Yeah.
think. I mean, you're not just, this is just appealing to local Utah people that are,
Yeah, correct. And like she was saying, that most of the areas that she has people coming in from are in the Chicago area or the Texas area or California. That's
Okay.
like 90% of the people.
see, and
So
you
I
can
guess
run
just
you can
marketing
run
just
Facebook ads that target just those areas. You know what I mean? That
right.
would bring people into a page or a funnel to
Yeah.
capture their information, to get more information. Enough of appeal in there where like, wow, I got to know more, and there's some sort of a sign up page or registration to something to get on a webinar to learn more or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, that is good.
maybe
And
you
thanks for
work
the
out a
idea.
time with her. You're going to do a webinar at, Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, or, Wednesday night at 7 o'clock or whatever. And you're just bringing people to this webinar who would have an interest in that.
Okay.
She's the one on there doing it. You get 3 or 4 people
Yeah.
on there, maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know. That's an
And
idea.
Kathy, I guess the idea is that as far as the pictures and stuff, there are other listings that are on the MLS for that area. So I could, ask, get permission through the listing agents if I could use
Mhm.
their
Mhm.
pictures. And maybe they've already done some other videos that was approved for the listing of it. So yeah, thank you for that. That's a great idea. I mean,
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
thoughts
I
on it.
mean, yeah. I mean, that's just a neat and like a niche that you could
Yeah.
really work and focus on. And even if it's not that development, I'm sure there's others around, right? Where you can just get a lead and they may not buy that, but they may want to buy some other, right, at one of the other ski areas. I mean, I don't know
Mhm.
y'all's area that well, or I don't know at all, but
Yeah, they have there's quite a bit.
yeah,
Like
I
you're
figured.
saying that
So,
those are the lower end on it, and so the higher end, the average home price up there is about, they say $21 million is the average home price, and then they're
oh, I should
opening.
buy one.
That's a
Yeah,
nice commission check, 3%.
right, and like I said, they pay full commission, and as far as
That's
you just getting
amazing.
them on there to the Zoom, they take care of almost all the rest, as far
Yeah.
as the pricing going out, and so it's kind of. That's kind of neat. And then they're opening up another phase. And I was telling Jeff that it's, they're doing bungalows, like 2,400 square foot bungalows for $35 million where they're starting.
I'll take
Yeah,
2.
sweet. I know,
Yeah.
exactly.
One for me and one for Memo.
Just I'll buy one. Exactly.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Right.
like
That's
what's
crazy.
21 million? So good. Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
And
Well,
they
I've
sell
got
out,
to
they
run
sell out
too,
fast.
but Eric, our King Hoo Ha jumped on. So
Jeff was asking if anybody knows Eric. I've never heard of Eric. Eric,
never
good to
heard
meet,
of
good to
him,
meet
but
you.
I heard he was a King Hoo Ha.
You're muted, Eric. Just so you know. You're muted, Eric. Eric's a newbie. We got to teach Eric.
I am
Yeah,
the team Nuha. What do you call me?
a newbie.
Wuha?
You're a
No,
newbie.
Hoo Ha. I don't
Hoo-ha.
even know what that is. I just said that.
Hello, everybody. Was there
Good
a
to see you.
question coming this way? I actually have something to add, but was there something coming this way?
No, Jeff we were all talking about some stuff on here, and Jeff, it's good to meet you. It's good to see you. So anyway, he put in the chat here that he joined EXP a while back with you. Was asking if anybody knew who you were, and some different things. So he's got a cold. He's not feeling good today. So.
It looks good.
You look
Jeff,
good,
you look good. Yeah.
Hang in there.
Anybody, you've had some good collaboration. I pop on as Kathy and Jeff do, just to show you that we're all here. I know Kathy, you may need to pop out if what I read was accurate. If you need to go, you need to go. But we are here to answer questions. We're also here when you don't have questions to give you some thoughts of the way to think about things. And Jeff, does that?
We're dog sitting this week. My
You
daughter.
are easily dog sitting.
Yes.
So I had an interesting story that I'll tell, but I don't want to occupy as I walk in. Does anybody have a collaboration question, issue, something that you are unclear about relating to real estate in any real estate 101, all the 404? Could be recruiting, could be transactions, could be lead generation, could be EXP's Eco Center. could be the upcoming events that are all across the country. We want to make sure you plug into those.
Oh, we should hit the regional rallies here. Those just got announced. I got to find where here. I'll find those. Hang tight.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Probably
Keep going.
So, does anybody have a question about any of that?
Yeah. I'd like to hear more about how people go about recruiting, because I spent my first year not with EXP, and now that I'm with EXP, I just think I could attract more agents, even from like my previous agency, possibly. But I feel like there's got to be a suave way to go about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me say it this way. There's a number of ways to recruit agents. We handle that generally on Monday. We do an interview with someone that has a sizable group. On Thursday, tomorrow, at the exact same time you're here on the same channel, Kelly Fasterling and I run what we would call the 101 basics of Q&A of how to recruit. But I'll give you something real short. I don't want to occupy today with that, but I do want to tell you, Jeff, recruiting is two groups of people, either people you know or people you don't know. And there's the same mindset on both, but there's a different technique. If you're calling people you know, which is what we recommend everybody do, all you need to know is what to say to find out if they're interested. I won't get into the detail of it, but that's the biggest dilemma most people have. The problem is you're thinking, what do I say to get them to come to EXP? That's not the thought. The thought is, what do I say to get them to say, oh, how's that work? That's the thought. It's called curiosity, and your goal is to get someone curious. And if you know them, then one of the things they're curious about is why people like you left or why you chose this brokerage. But what I'll tell you they should be interested in is why 80,000 people have only chose one brokerage in the last 5 years, and that's us. I don't care why anybody goes anywhere else, but 80,000 people, more people picked EXP in the last 5 years than any other brokerage. Would they like to know why? That's really what it comes down to. We can talk more about that tomorrow. The second thing is what to do with them when they're open. And I'll give you this today. You don't EXP all over them. In other words, you don't grow up. You don't tell them all the things you like. You don't tell them all of the pieces that they're going to want to see in a presentation. We call that conversation before presentation leads to failure. Conversation about real estate, perfect. Conversation about, man, I really enjoy the people here, perfect. But splits, techniques, EXP world, broker help, all you need to say is it's night and day different than what I thought it was. That's all. And that will make them, here's the big word, curious to look at a presentation. And again, you just set up a time with somebody to help you show it over Zoom. And so we'll cover more of that tomorrow, but that's really the mindset of it. Jeff, does that help?
Yeah, definitely.
There's only 4 things we do. We make a list of people, we talk to them, invite them, we show them, and we answer questions. That's all we do. It's real simple. And by the way, if you recruit one every other month and they're capping agents, you'll make 20,000 plus next year in rev share. I'm going to say it again. One every other month, you'll make $20,000 next year in rev share. If you help them recruit one every other month, you'll make $45,000 or $50,000 next year. So we're talking about a $20,000 to $50,000 income for just sponsoring one every other month at caps.
Yeah, I want to get on that.
Yeah, I would get on that about 15 minutes a day. I don't want to stay on that topic, but does anybody have a closing question on that topic? Happy to cover all the details tomorrow. Want you to come back and see.
Definitely worth showing up, guys, on Thursdays, Mondays. Mondays we interview, somebody who's had some good success with it. Thursdays, you get ideas from that. You'll get inspired by that. It's encouraging. Shows you, anybody can do it. You'll see all different ages of agents on there, all different walks of life on there, whatever backgrounds, whatever. But then Thursdays, it's Q&A with Kelly and Eric, and a lot of us leaders, we pop in when we can, different things with our schedules. But it's always good. So and anybody can do it. I'll tell you real quick. I want to share something. The thing that really inspired me to get started with it several years ago, I went to an event, and it was one that Brent Gove put on. It was not. It kind of led to his build events that he does, which are much bigger events now. But there were like 200 people at a conference room in Las Vegas for 2 days, and I went to this event. And here's what hit me. There, just to share this, there were 20 people that spoke over the 2 days, 10 a day. And they spoke for like 10, 15 minutes each. Brent got up at the very beginning of this event. He said, just so you know, he said, I don't know what these people are going to talk about. I don't know if they're going to give you their numbers or anything like that. Some will, some won't. That's not what it's about. We're going to just teach people how to attract agents if you want to do that. And that's why you're here. Just know this, that every single person you're hearing on this stage is making a minimum of $10,000 a month in passive income. That was the requirement for them to be on the stage to share their story. And they got up there and they talked for 10, 15 minutes each. It was really good. Here's what really hit me. There were probably 7 or 8 of those guys that got up there who've been licensed 15, 20 years or longer, like me. You know, and the thing I picked up from them is like they're just having a blast. Like the burnout factor that can come with this business over time was gone. They're just having fun. But here's what really hit. There were probably 5, 6 speakers that got up there who've been licensed less than a year. And that hit me. I come home, my wife was like, hey, how's the conference? I'm like, okay, we have to talk. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, here's a 28-year-old who's been licensed for 10 months and he's making $10,000 a month in revenue share, you know, because he just made it. He's building his real estate business, but he made this part of his business as well, whatever. And I'm like, we've been in this business for 15 years at this point or whatever it was. I'm like, we need to make a shift here. Like, we are missing the boat because I had not done this hardly at all as far as the attraction. So Eric's a master at it, whatever. I've learned a ton from him. I pop in there when I can on Thursdays, and he's taught a lot of us different ways over the last several years, whatever, but really, really good stuff. You can make it part of your business, whether you're a brand new agent or a 20-year-old agent. It doesn't matter. Agents are looking to move. They're always looking to move. Agents are open to ideas. There's always a group of agents anytime, anywhere that are open to looking around, you know, and more agents have moved in the last 6 months probably than in my entire 24 years in this business because of the market. And they are looking for more leads, more tools, more systems, more training. And they're wondering, why am I paying my brokerage $25,000 a year? I'm not getting $25,000 worth of stuff from them. Nothing against my brokerage. There's got to be a better way to do it. That's why I've moved every time. It just made more financial sense, you know? So anyway.
2 things real quick, and then we'll jump off this subject on to the next. Melanie and Jeff were both people I did not know. I connected to with a cold connection, but I want you to know what they both had in common. It's the same thing all of us had in common, that the timing of the connection was more important than the invite of what they said. None of you can tell me probably really what they said, but that you can tell me what was going on in your career when they said it. And that was, they were open. Very few of us loved our brokerage and were never moving. By the way, we do get people that love their brokerage and never moving, and after they see a 15 or 20-minute presentation, they go like this, oh my God, I didn't know you had all that. But I want you to understand that the timing is more important than the invite, so just connect with people. So let me just, by the way, yes, I saw what you wrote, Jeff, about the open houses. I want to hit that real quickly. If you have not seen our training on how to do open houses, I'll tell you one morsel from it, but I would definitely recommend you watch it. If you put on the bottom of your signs, your directional signs, it's got an arrow and it says open house. Great. That doesn't drive a whole bunch of traffic. It just drives people driving down the street. You want to drive traffic? Then go to your printer, and on the bottom of the sign, which you can either take a sticker and stick it right on the bottom of the sign or have them made that way, put free list of available homes. When you put free list of available homes, people will beat their path to your door. And right now you have problems. You have problems getting people to even sign in to an open house. Everybody agree? You'll have no problem when you give them a clipboard with a questionnaire of 11 questions that says name, phone number, email address, Where are you looking? How much do you want to spend? What's the bedroom and bathroom pattern? Any other unique situations? Are schools an issue? When do you want to move? And so what happens is you say, hey, nice to meet you. My name is Janet. I'm going to be here to show you this house. Why don't you look around? I'm here to answer questions. Fill this out while you're doing it, and we'll have a 2-minute conversation when you're done. And then I'll get you your list later on today or by this time tomorrow. Last question on the questionnaire. Are you working with a realtor? You're going to have to ask them, right? They'll fill it out. When they come up and it says, oh, yeah, it looks like you're working with John Carlos. Question, do you have a contractual relationship with him? Is he your brother-in-law? And they'll say, oh, no, he's just someone I've been working with. Okay, not a problem. If I found you a house he didn't find you, would you use me or would you ask him to bring you to that house? And they'll say, no, I need you. Okay. Or no, I feel obligated. No problem. Not a problem. Tell you what, I'm going to still pull up some houses. Happy to send them to you. And you still do the job. You still do the work. You just don't do the extra work. Okay? That will bring people. That sign with it written, and you should put up 10, 15 directional signs. Okay? They're coming for the free list. And you can ask them as they walk in the door, are you here to look at this home, which I hope you are, or are you really just here, just between me and you for the new list? Oh, I want the list. Oh, but I'll look at the home. That's what they'll say. Okay? So there's lots of cool things we do. If you want to do old school things, because you're not into the new school of funnels and technology, we've got 7 other ways to generate leads. I did a video on it a year and a half ago called 7 Top Tips to Generate Leads. Jeff, if you want to pop that in there as well, that would be awesome. And if you want to pop the training videos on them as well, because we got those in one group, you can do that as well. Anybody have a question about anything I covered?
Let me share one thing here real quick, guys, just so you see it. Like, and again, in that Brent Gove training that I opened up, like there's the sign. That will bring people beating down the door.
Take a picture. Like, take a picture of that. Take a picture with your camera. You don't
can
need it
find
like that, but it works great.
You can find it in that link that I shared too, all of his training stuff. But that sign right there will have, you'll get 4 times, 5 times the number of people show up. They're not showing up for that house, but they're showing up to get the list. Now, another thing you can do real quick, just to share this, because some people don't want to write out the name and all that stuff on a piece of paper. Now, just so you know, Bold Trail has an app, and I don't have it with me, and I was trying to find it. They have an app where you can do this, or they just even scan in a QR code into their phone or whatever, and now you capture their information. And you can have everybody walking in the door, hey, I just need to, my sellers need to, I'm just keeping track of it's in here, whatever, just safety things, whatever, just here, if you can just scan this in. There's ways to get the leads in there. Everybody that comes in, that's just even simpler today than filling out a form. Here's a piece of paper with all the different things, which some will do and some won't, and especially if you got 4 or 5 people coming at the same time, that can happen, and you miss 3 of those people because you're too busy working with the 2. Whereas they all come in and just, hit the QR code or just a little thing on your phone. You don't have to have pieces of paper to do all this stuff anymore. Yeah, Jeff.
Yeah, how is that QR code better than Bold Trail has this extension that goes on a tablet that I have people sign?
You could probably do that. And I'm not up with the latest of what Bold Trail has for open houses, but I know they have tools like that where it's automated and you capture the lead. You know what I mean? So there's just simpler ways to do it than printing out paper and having a pen and paper there for them to sign in on stuff, which some want to do and some don't. So, but a QR code, it's simple, and you can make a QR code cheaply, freely, for anything, going to any site, whatever. And so that's one way to do it. You can even have the thing we did yesterday, the call and text capture. Like when they come to your house, just say, hey, here's the deal. Have a page just for that house, all the details, all the pictures, all the floor plan, all the room measurements, all that kind of stuff. It's just for that house. And here's your open house. And they come in and, hey, if you text, like the address is 123 Main Street, text 123 to this number, and it'll send you all the details on the house. And now you just captured their information. Like there's something like that you could do at an open house. Like it's just, whatever. It's just a way to give them everything, but you're getting the lead, which is what you want. So now you can follow back with them. So
Miss Cheryl, go ahead.
Good morning. Eric, the list of homes, what is the list? Is it homes in the area, a certain price
Yeah.
point? What is the list?
Yeah, they're gonna fill out what they're looking for. Cheryl, great question. They're gonna fill out. I'm looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. I'm looking for it in the Maplewood area, and my price point's $450,000. And you're gonna go ahead and go home and create a list of homes that fit that criteria.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Another thing I want to reiterate: the 7 top tips to generate. If you can find that, Jeff, and pop that up, that'd be great.
Get it right now.
There's a really cool one in there. For those of you that want your phone to ring and you're willing to spend a couple $100 for a letter folder, and you're willing to spend a couple $100 a month for postage, the 8-letter campaign that Tim Hollenden teaches on, he's made millions of dollars mailing out a series of 8 letters to every expired in FSBO, and literally he waits for his phone to ring, and it works. Okay, it is good. It's not only good because it works, but it's also good because he's available to help you through that if you're using it. Watch the training. Jeff, I'll find the training link.
I
You
got
don't
it
have
right
that
there.
as well.
There it is.
Who
There's
is that, Eric?
That's Tim Hollenden. It's in the 7 top tips video that Jeff just went. Do you have the training link as well with all that?
I'm gonna put that's the video of the one you did. I'm gonna put the playlist that we've got in there for the 7 tips as
Correct.
well.
Okay, so I want to leave it. So I want you to know if you're really struggling on where you're going for your leads, if you don't have $100,000 or $200,000 of business that you can identify in your funnel, don't go to the middle of this year and not have it. Now's the time to get your CRM in order. So everybody you put in it gets connections, newsletters every week or every 2 weeks. Why? Because it matters. So let's do the things that don't take talent. First statement, do the things that don't take talent. Do the things you know you should be doing that you haven't done. Okay? There's both links there, by the way. And I want to move as we close. I got to jump to another Zoom in a minute, but something happened over the last 48 hours that I want to share. I'm pretty transparent with things that go on in my life. So I am open with, I'll go into a restaurant and shout my social security number and don't care. I don't have multiple TFAs on my passwords. I don't have simple passwords, but I'm never worried about someone grabbing my stuff. Well, 36 hours ago, somebody grabbed some of my stuff through PayPal. And I've had a series of 4-figure payments going out of my accounts for the last 36 hours. And I'm telling you the story. Nobody should feel sorry for me. I still have money left over. But I want to say this. How you handle everything affects everything. I thought about what good comes out of this. And here's what good comes out. I can test what I teach. If I, knocked on wood, broke a leg today, how am I going to take it? I had a tennis match at 4 o'clock today. I'd be frustrated I can't play. But the bottom line to it is everything that goes on in your life, you can either take it up here with this attitude or down here with this attitude. And here's what I have figured out in my few years around the sun. I'm going to make the best out of every situation because it's the only way that helps me through the situation. When you're frustrated, everything in your body restricts, including enthusiasm. Your thought processes restrict. And if your thought processes and your enthusiasm restrict, how do you solution your way out from a restricted situation? So I encourage you all and hope to inspire you all by saying it happens to all of us. As Jim Rohn says, the same wind blows on us all. But it's how we set the sails. And I've created a habit of setting the sails positively. Stuff happens to all of us, but how we handle it matters. And some of you know, all of you know this, but most of you aren't living this. And so I'll take you back to, it has to be now 35 years, maybe 40. And I decided to adopt one phrase a year to live by. I'm now 40 years into it. And I live by all of them now. But I literally beat it into me for a year. And the first one was this: the problem is not the problem. The problem is my attitude about the problem. And that's at the base of everything I do here. Okay? Each and every one of you are one Rubik's shift away from transactions. You're one Rubik's cube shift away from recruiting. And it's as easy as asking yourself, what's the best thing I can do right now in any situation? And having a level head to come up with the best answer, and then just doing it. Okay? And so everything you're concerned about has a solution. Don't live in the concern, live in the solution. But I don't know where to go. So here's the last thing, and I'll jump off. Ask for help before frustration. Learn what frustration looks like. Learn what it feels like, and request assistance prior. Why? It's not only easier for you to do what needed, but it's significantly easier for the advisor you're coming to assist you. Another way to look at that is be nice to us. When you're calling someone looking for help, be nice. We're the ones you're looking for solutions from. So be nice. Thanks for listening and not hanging up on me.
One thing I'll share real quick with that, guys. Again, go to our Freedom Team website, freedomteamsupport.com. I'll put it in the chat. If you don't have it, bookmark it. Everything you need is here. But on the home page, as you scroll down the home page, right down here, Tim, Eric, Kathy, Sean, me, Andy, and Kelly, with all of our emails, phone numbers, and when you click on us, like here, Tim, down here at the bottom of this page is his Calendly link. And if you need time to get on our schedules, first of all, call us, text us. We're here to help, but you can get on our calendar if you need more time. We're here to help, okay? So that's one thing. Just know that that's there. And we got that there so that you guys have a place to go, not like, you know, what last resort and I'm out the door because I just can't do this. I mean, like get help. We all need help. I need help. I was on support yesterday in the EXP world. I needed help, you know, whatever. We all need it at times. Okay. So just to hit that, you're not bugging us at all. It's what we're all doing. The other thing I just want to mention real quick, guys, is the regional rallies. For those of you who are new to EXP, it's something they do every year. They started these several years ago. I put the link in the chat. I'll put that here also again. There's 20 of them. They start March 17th. It's a one-day event. They're all designed to be within driving distance of just about everybody who's on here, okay? It might be an overnight to a hotel or something, but it's just one day. They're all, I think all of them are probably less than $100. Some of them are 50, 70, 80, depending on the room that they've got, that kind of stuff. But it's like an 8-hour event with lunch and just way to connect with all the EXP agents who come into that event. I know last year in Denver, we had like 300 agents there from Utah, from Wyoming, from all of Colorado, they all came in, and you know, some of the corporate execs were there. Glenn Sanford, our founder, was at our event last year along with a couple other people, as well as some of the Icon agents training. There's good training and stuff throughout the day, but just a great way to connect and network as well. So the link is in there. You can get your tickets now. They will sell out almost every year. They sell out, so you can find those in there. Just find one that's close by, and get registered for it. Okay, so. Really, really good stuff. Those start up here in March. I'll put the link back in here. So it's just easy to find here at the bottom. If you want to just check out that link and check it out, really good thing to get to. Okay. So that's coming up. That one-day event will be starting here in March. So any other questions, guys, or anything before we wrap it up? I appreciate everybody being here. Hopefully you picked up some nuggets and stuff. I love coming in here on Wednesdays. We never know where we're going, but it's always good. Jen, thanks for sharing all the stuff that you're doing. Marcelino, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for giving me some ideas on how to promote that opportunity. I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, very good. I think you got a great thing there, man. I'd be all over that. You know, close one deal, man. That'd be nice. You know, that can happen. Jen, good deal. You got your newsletter put together. We worked on that. Good stuff. So, yeah, any help that you guys need, we're here to help. Okay. So, have a great day. Have a good week. For those of you who want to come back tomorrow, same time, Kelly and Eric will be in there. I think I'm going to make it tomorrow. Hoping to the just agent attraction Q&A. Very loose, very informal. Again, just ways to learn how to reach out to agents. Always good. Okay, so same time tomorrow, same Zoom link. We'll see you soon. Have a good week.